Let me tell you a secret that most people will never understand. The top 1% don't just work harder, they prioritize smarter. They don't grind until they burn out. They treat self care like a strategy. Today, I'm diving into 7 self care habits that high performers live by, not as a luxury, but as a strategy. This is going to help you stay energized, focused, and in your power. Let's dive in so every day is high performance and you get the secrets of how the top 1% care for themselves, their businesses, and growth. By the way, if you haven't heard of me before, hi, my name is Sandi Glandt. I'm a high performance productivity coach, and I help busy working moms just like you streamline, systemize, automate, and simplify everything in your life, from your home operations to your business operations. I work with the top 1% of women that want it all: the business, the baby, the families, and even the body. And these things are not going to come easy, but they come with a strategy to simplify. And that's what we talk about here every week on the Slay Your Day show. So if you're here, thank you so much for listening and being with me. I would love for you to share this with another busy mama that's just looking to slay her day and do it all. And maybe slay your day just means getting dinner on the table that night, or maybe slay your day means spending time with your kids, growing your business, making sure that you feel good, because that's what Slay Your Day is. And it looks different for all of us. By the way, if you didn't already know this already, make sure you subscribe, because every single week I'm picking 3 new subscribers that comment below and let me know that they've subscribed for a chance to win a call with me, a call inside the High Performance Academy, or a signed copy of my book. So I would love for you to comment below. Let me know that you've subscribed. And also, please share this with another busy mama who could use this information to implement into her life. And the first self-care habit of the top 1% is protecting your mental energy like gold. Okay. This is so important. What you have to look at is blocking out any of the negative inputs, any of the negative. I don't care if it's news or gossip or friends that tend to just share all the negative things going on in their lives. Also, guys, another really powerful one is social media. I want you to guard this out of your life. Be so careful about what you let in, because what you guard and what you protect is going to grow. So if you want negativity to be fueled into your brain, that is going to leak into every other area of your life, your business, your family, your health, your wellness. So we have to protect this at all costs. And self-care is something that is so sacred. And a shift that I want you to look at making is start your day in silence. Maybe for you, this means journaling. Maybe for you, this means prayer or a meditation before letting the world in, letting social media in, before you let the day in. This is a great opportunity to just start in silence, block out the noise before you even let it in, before you even have to block it out. You are just starting from a place of gratitude and reflection and allowing yourself to tap into, what does my strategy look like for the day? What am I focusing on? Before you even get into blocking out all the negative, just getting your head in the right space. So tip number 1 that I have for you is protect your mental energy like it is gold, because it is. Every thought that you think, everything that comes into your ecosystem and your environment is under your control. So we're either letting these things in, or we have to be so protective and safeguard so we don't let them in, so we can really focus our time, our energy, and our sanity on what matters most. All right. The second self-care habit of the top 1% is time blocking self-care like a business meeting. Now, it's so funny because just now today, I signed up actually about a week ago for a stretch zone, for literally a company where I have to go just like a trainer and meet with them to do stretching for 30 minutes once a week. And I was so close to canceling this appointment because I was like, I have so much to do. I have calls to do. I have content to make. There's just so much going on in the business before the kids get home from camp. And I was like, you know what? I made this commitment. I have to show up. I have to tell you, in preparation for something really big that's coming up where I'm tracking all my macros every single day and I'm doing 2-a-days with cardio and weightlifting, it is very, very intense on my body. So this is something that I was like, you know what? It's on the calendar. It's scheduled in. I have to keep this appointment. So I will tell you, I went and literally like halfway through, I was like, I'm so glad I kept this because it was just like a business meeting that was scheduled on my calendar. So what I want you to do is I want you to look at your workouts, your massage time, your stretch time, your walks, even your bath time or like your nighttime routines, that self-care time, and treat them like a non-negotiable because that's what it has to be. I know for me, it's so much easier when everything's scheduled on my calendar because it truly is like a business meeting. And if it's on there, that means I've blocked off the time for it. So your self-care shift that I want you to start tapping into is add your self-care routines to your calendar. Add them to your calendar so you can see them on your schedule and they become your non-negotiable. I don't care if it's 5 minutes in the morning where you wake up, you get your lemon water in, or you do some stretching, or you do some journaling, and then you end the day with maybe putting out your workout clothes or taking your vitamins, whatever that looks like for you. I'm going to share a little bit about my routine in a little bit, but this is so important because if it's not scheduled, it will not happen. And this is something that's been so sacred for me for decades. I mean, I have been really prioritizing things on my calendar for, again, years. I mean, 10, 20 years, ever since college, even putting things on my calendar that I know if they have to be done, it is written in stone if it's on my calendar. So get these things on your calendar, get the self-care locked in, just like a business meeting. And please, ladies, I'm going to say this twice. Do not feel like self-care is selfish. I'm going to say it again. Do not think that self-care is selfish because at the end of the day, if your cup is not full, you can't go pour into clients. You can't go pour into your husband, your kids, all the other demands of life. You're going to feel so neglected and worn down. So when I have a meeting, literally a meeting on my calendar to go to a stretch zone or to have a massage or to get my hair done or my nails done, I don't feel like this is something that's only for me. I know when I feel good, not only do I feel good, but I look good. That's going to make me feel so much better for everything else in my life and actually allow me to perform at higher levels. So I have a little bit of homework for you. I want you to schedule in for this upcoming week. What is your self-care? Is it a workout? Is it a massage? Is it a walk? Is it a hair appointment, a nail appointment, whatever that is for you? And actually comment below and let me know what you scheduled on your calendar. Because once you see that you're not the only one and other women are doing this too, number one, you don't feel so alone. And number two, you get to normalize tapping into your self-care and scheduling this just like any other business meeting. So comment below, let me know what self-care you're scheduling in, and I can't wait to write you back and see what you have going on, and I'll let you know what I have going on. Burnout doesn't take a summer break. Between road trips, long days in the sun, and everyone's schedules exploding, your body takes the hit. Soursop gummies are your daily defense, fueled by over 200 active compounds to boost energy, strengthen immunity, reduce inflammation, and calm your stress. This is a mom's must-have for the summertime. Sugar-free, non-GMO, and low-carb, Soursop gummies are created by a team that truly cares about helping you heal naturally and holistically. Bundle and save today. Your family's summer strength starts here. Head over to the link in the description or soursopnutrition.com/Sandi. And make sure to use code SANDY20 for 20% off your entire order. Tap the link to start your best summer ever. By the way, I also wanted to add, if you have never done time blocking before, I highly encourage for you to come join us inside the High Performance Academy, where we talk all things time management, productivity, work-life wellness, and not just that, but the practical, tactical tips and ways to outline your days, such as the time blocking, like we're talking about. Everything from the back end of your business to the automations, to the systems, to the team members that are going to help you thrive in all areas of your life. So you don't have to feel like your self-care is something that gets left by the wayside. So if this is something that you're interested in and you want to get around other incredible women that are building businesses, leveling up in every area of their life, their health, their wealth, their family, their fitness, this is going to be your new home. You're going to find your new sisters here. You're going to find an accountability group, and you're going to get the practical and tactical tips to come in and build a business that feels right for you on your timeline, on your schedule, where you can go pick up your kids from camp or school or sports or whatever they have going on, because your business is still going to run even though you're out there living life. Maybe you're out there getting a massage. I hope you are. The business will still be running with its operations and its systems and its automations, even when you aren't working in the business. So you can go check this out at www.sandraglandt.com/academy. I will put a link below. You can reach out to me. I can get you some more information. We can hop on a call and see if this is a good fit for you. All right. The third self-care tip, habit of the top 1% that is so important, is to prioritize recovery as much as the hustle. Now, I don't like the word hustle, but you do have to get into the habit of recovery. And recovery is so essential for your body to build stronger, to be able to do more in the gym, to keep up with your kids, to have more stamina. Like, there's so much, which is exactly why, like I said, I really am prioritizing this year, getting more stretching in and more of this recovery. These are things like your sleep, your mobility, any restorative practices that you know are going to help you stay sharp on top of the workouts. Like, I know when I stretch more, I can actually, my workouts are better because of this. I know when I get good sleep, my mental focus and clarity is so much better and sharper because I got really good sleep. So I want you to start, again, not feeling guilty about doing these recovery practices and prioritizing them, prioritizing your sleep. Like, again, I think I shout this video out in every single episode because it's that important. But I was not a morning person for practically my whole life until I realized how to become a morning person. And I made a video on this because I give you the tools and the little hacks that help me to become a morning person. And ever since ever since Jake was born, or a little after, I was able to turn myself into a morning person. So it's been going on about 8 years now. And look, I still love my sleep. I still need at least a minimum of 8 hours a night. That's kind of like the sweet spot, 8 to 8.5 for me. But I prioritize this. I go to bed around 9 or 9:30 p.m. and I'm up around 5:35 a.m. So I really am prioritizing my sleep, and I'm making sure that I'm getting that minimum 8 hours of sleep. I'm getting my daily movement. We actually even have a sauna in our house. Another thing that's going to probably sound controversial is if I feel like my body, like I haven't gotten enough sleep, maybe I woke up early to get a workout in and I was super busy just during the day, maybe in the mornings, I will even let myself take a nap. Like, a 20-minute power nap during the day will work wonders. I remember it was probably a week ago and I was exhausted. I may have even been on my period that day. Could have been. And I remember just laying down on the couch with my husband and I was like, wake me up in 20 minutes. I took the most glorious power nap for 20 minutes, woke up, and actually jumped on the treadmill for about an hour because I still needed to get my cardio in. And I said, how long did I sleep for? Like, I asked Jared, I said, how long did I sleep for? Because I felt like a completely new person. Like, I was revitalized. I was just totally refreshed and I felt so good. So tap into naps if needed. I don't do this. I mean, I wish I could do it every day. I don't have time to do it every day. But if I'm really feeling like lagging and I didn't get enough sleep at night and I still need to get workouts or get dinner on the table, I will prioritize a power nap just to kind of give me some extra pep in my step, especially if I don't do coffee. Like, my cutoff for coffee, I would say, is about 1:30 p.m. because I know if I drink it any later than that, I will not be able to go to sleep. So if it's too late for coffee, a 20-minute power nap will work wonders. And again, don't feel guilty for doing this. You're literally recharging your body. And I have found, and again, you can go back and watch this on the biohacking your productivity to your cycle. I have found like a couple days before or after my period, I'm so much more tired and exhausted. I can't lift heavy in the gym, but it's all cycle syncing. So I have an entire episode on that. But this is really important to know your body. And I would just say really prioritize getting good quality sleep, stretching, and really incorporating that into your daily habits. Can we just talk about how bedtime used to be for us? Oh my gosh, you guys, I was hanging off one side of the bed. My kids were laying sideways across the entire bed. And my husband, he was literally falling off the bed. Don't even get me started on the stiff necks. We were actually at the chiropractor more than we were sleeping. We just thought that we had to deal with it until we found Alaskan King bed. Now we can actually co-sleep without the kids kicking us all night long. Everyone has plenty of space, and my husband finally stays in the bed. And we all wake up feeling refreshed, like we actually slept the whole night, because we did. If you're a growing family like us, this bed is a total game changer. More space equals more snuggles, less stress, and so much more quality time. And that was the true reason why we fell in love with this bed. Trust me, you will never go back. So head on over to AlaskanKingBeds.com and use code SANDY for a discount. Wishing you and your family sweet dreams from my family to yours. Make sure you head over to AlaskanKingBeds.com. Tip number 4 to invest in your self-care and as a habit of the top 1%. This one is such a big one, you guys. This is investing in your body like it's your business, because it is. If you have ever not gotten enough sleep at night, and shout out to the mamas that are working and building businesses and raising babies. If you can think back to the time when you were up all night, maybe breastfeeding or in the newborn stage, you know how exhausting it can be to not get enough sleep and not to invest in your body like it's your business, because it truly is. This is where it all stems from. So a couple of things that I want to share with you that are just my own micro habits that I do every single day. Because this is probably another question that I get, like, how do you do it all? How do you, work out every day, multiple times a day, sometimes, depending on what I have going on, get dinner on the table, run the business, really do it all. And it's because of these micro habits. So I want to share some of the things that I do that are really micro habits, but big game changers. So some of these things are taking my vitamins. So I have my 10X vitamins that I take. They totally have transformed my life when it comes to energy, libido, even just like weight loss or weight maintenance. Also my soursop for immunity. It is one of the best little micro stacks hacks that I have been doing now for the past, 2 years. And by the way, the kids take these as well, because not only does it boost your immune system, it kind of works as like a nature's Ozempic, just powerful, powerful antioxidants that are built in. Also drinking my hydration water. That's what I have right here. I try and do 2 of these a day. If you guys have been following me for any amount of time, this is the one thing that have been trying to get better with over the years. The only time I was really on point with my hydration was during my pregnancies, but I tried drinking half my body weight in ounces, and that really helps with everything like regulation, like obviously like going to the bathroom and just keeping you satiated, because you will also feel more hungry if you're dehydrated. So that's also something really great to keep in mind. If you're feeling hungry, drink some water, especially water with some salt or hydration. And that actually might curb your cravings because your body's just dehydrated. So that's really important, is staying hydrated. I track my macros, especially now that I'm like getting ready for something really big. And I have a goal that I'm working towards. Every single macro is tracked. Also, these are going to sound so silly, but they're super, super micro stacks that make such a big difference, which is like tongue scraping and flossing your teeth and tracking your sleep. So all those things for me kind of go together because at the end of the night, I do like tongue scraper, a floss, and I put my Aura ring on to track my sleep. So these are all just like little mini micro habit stacks that I do that all work together. So I want to hear from you. What is something that you actually want to start incorporating into your routines? Maybe it's a morning routine or a nighttime routine. So you can invest into your body like it's your business, because it is your business and your body is going to start performing at levels you can't even imagine when you start incorporating these little micro stacks that you can just put into the morning routine, the nighttime routine, and completely change your life. All right, number 5, the fifth self-care habit of the top 1%. Are you ready for it? I love this one, is to regulate your nervous system. I know this sounds maybe like a little woo-woo, but I get my blood work taken every 3 months, 3 to 4 months. And one of the things that they recently told me about my blood work is that my cortisol levels were high. And obviously, because I'm working out a lot and I'm working out almost every day, I need to be very present and aware that my body and my nervous system needs time to regulate and recharge and recover, like we've been talking about. So, some of my favorite things to do to regulate my nervous system and my cortisol levels, and this is again going to sound so simple, and you can do these things for free, but meditation, cold plunges, depending on which stage of your cycle you're on, and even breath work. Breath work is so incredible, so great for just getting oxygen into your body, again, regulating your nervous system and building in routines that shift you out of stress mode and back into your power. Because as a woman, as a high performance mom and business owner and wife, and really making a very conscious effort of fueling my body in all the proper ways with workouts and nutrition and hydration and all the things, it's so easy to forget these simple things like breath work and meditation that make a massive impact. So I want you to think about, even if it's just for 5 minutes a day, because if this is what I've been doing, is just saying, just do 5 minutes, 5 minutes of breath work in the morning before I start my workouts or before I go to bed. It just regulates my nervous system. I feel more calm, relaxed, and then I can kind of get into either the busyness of the day or just calmly relax into my nighttime routine and going to bed and feeling super relaxed. So I'm going to challenge you right now. I want you to think about how you can regulate your nervous system. Again, with meditation, with breath work, with really just giving your body and your brain the opportunity to slow down and feel safe. Because when we feel that and we truly know we don't always have to be go, go, go and in hustle mode, that is such a like a trigger, right? That's something that keeps our cortisol levels high, and that's something that like puts us on defense mode. Regulating your nervous system gets to feel like you are just able to relax into owning your power. So I want to know how you're going to do this. Comment below and let me know. Is it breath work? Is it meditation? But I would love for you to start building in rituals that shift you out of stress mode. And I would love to hear what that is for you. The sixth self-care habit of the top 1% is so powerful. And I can tell you that the top 1% of high performers do this on the daily. So I want you to turn up the volume, take notes, really just listen to what I have to say here, because this will be a game changer for you once you start incorporating this. And this is that they say no without guilt. They say no because you know what saying no means? The being okay with saying no gives you permission to protect your yes, to protect the highest leverage people and opportunities and self-care that are in alignment with you and where you're going and what you're building and what you're prioritizing. Everything from your family to your fitness to your business, protecting that yes is so sacred. This should really be the number one, because when we really can lean in to protecting your yes, the things that you say no to, you don't feel guilty about. The things that you say no to, you know that you're using these boundaries to protect your energy and what you're building and where you're going. And remember, I just want you to remember this, that no, it's a full sentence. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to say why. You just need to know what those high priority opportunities, people, areas of focus are for you. So when things come around that you just don't feel in alignment with, you know it's okay to say no. So this habit is so important. And this habit right here is probably one of the top self-care habits of the top 1%. And I want you to start incorporating this into your life so you can protect your boundaries, your energy, and the things that are most important to you. All right, before we get into our seventh self-care habit of the top 1%, I just want to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, because every single week I am bringing you tips and hacks and guests that get to talk about productivity and self-care and time management and simplifying your life so you get to do it all. And whatever doing it all means for you, being the best mom, the best wife, the best business owner, health and wellness, all of the boxes get to be checked when you're in alignment with what it is that you truly want. So subscribe to the channel every single week. We are bringing you new guests. We're bringing you new content and hacks and tips and strategies to simplify your life that allows it to be easier and more fun. And finally, the seventh tip that I have for you of self-care habits of the top 1% is checking in with your vision weekly. Don't let a goal that you set for yourself way back in the beginning of the year, or maybe in the beginning of the month, keep you stuck there. What I want you to do is constantly realign with your mission, constantly just tap into, where do I need to shift? Where do I need to change or redirect? Because goals that you maybe set for yourself, even at the beginning of the week, could have changed. So doing a weekly CEO check-in, doing this with your team, or even just doing this solo by yourself is going to be so powerful to review what's aligned, what's draining you, and where you're headed next. So tapping into doing these weekly CEO check-ins, again, whether it's with your team or by yourself, that's really going to be your North Star, helping you figure out where you're going, what do you need to shift? What do you need to adjust so you can be in alignment or realign with what your mission is? And if you don't know what this is, how is your team supposed to know? How is anybody in your family or your team or that's around you that's supporting you supposed to be on board if you as a leader don't know where you're going, what you're doing, and where you need to be aligned? So the final tip that I have for you for self-care habits at the top 1% that most people aren't telling you that you're going to hear here is you have to check in with your vision every single week and just realign, restructure, and just check in with where you're going, what you're building, what you're doing, so you stay on track for whatever it is that you're creating. These are the 7 self-care habits that the top 1% of high performers live by, not as a luxury, but as a strategy. I hope you loved all these tips. And hey, if you have anything to add, comment below and let me know. Maybe there's an 8th tip that you want to add in here that we didn't touch on today. I would love to hear from you. And as always, if you want to get into the community, you want to be surrounded with the top 1% high performers, business women that are prioritizing their family, their faith, their fitness, and their businesses, you know that the High Performance Academy is the place to be. So go check that out at sandraglandt.com/academy. I cannot wait to see you inside. And as always, ladies, make sure you go out and slay your day.